Well, the Steve Telford trained BD Joe certainly announced that he's here for the Miracle Mile Carnival in a big way. Very impressive display. I caught up with his driver, Tim Williams, following the race. Well, Tim, first of all, welcome to Club and Angle. Good to have you back. You have driven here before, but BD Joe, what an impressive display.
Thanks very much. Obviously, great to be back, and thrilled we could bring a little bit of horsepower with us, and you're really pleased with the way he handled himself tonight.
You didn't have much luck in running, caught outside the leader. Were you perturbed at that particular stage?
Yeah, yes and no. It took him a little bit to relax, and obviously the tempo was pretty strong throughout. But halfway down the back, he may have looked like he dropped off a little bit, but I think he just sort of relaxed and just got into his work quite nicely. But credit to the other ones, they put up a really brave fight. It was it was a good struggle the whole way up the straight, but pleased that we're able to come out on top.
Worked home the final 426.9. Did you realise you were going that quickly?
Yeah, down the back, it felt like we were definitely moving. Obviously, like you say, I lost a little bit of ground sitting parked on the leaders. It's not easy when you're running those sectionals to have to sit outside them, but it was what it was, and it was a good effort by the horse.
How much improvement is there in him as far as fitness-wise going forward?
Look, he was as fit as we could have him without obviously having a good run under his belt, so you'd like to think he should improve off that. Obviously, the weather they've had up north before he came, he missed a trial, but credit to Amanda since she's been here. She's really put the polish on, and seen that tonight how good he was.
Oh, you'll have to sit down and have a look at the replay, but stablemate Alpha Wise Guy finished 8th, only 6 metres away. Certainly a respectable display.
Yeah, look, he's another one. I think he'd be one to follow through the carnival. He's definitely a horse. I think the carnival could be the making of him. He's a speedy big horse, and he's another one I think he should improve a lot off tonight's run.
Tim, 16 years in the sulky, you've had a stellar career. We're going to speak about some of your performances with the All-Stars in particular, but two mates, a pub and a galloping horse, has certainly been fruitful as far as your career.
Yeah, it started a long time ago. Obviously, my granddad and Dix's grandfather had a pub and had many good gallopers together, and granddad dragged me along to the stables one day, and we were only, like you say, 3 or 4, and bumped into Dexter, and we went the whole way through school together, and until he dropped the pencil case at about 16 and decided to move to Aussie. But it's been a great start, and obviously had Dexter to measure against from an early age, so there's been a lot of competitiveness between us.
So Tim, from a very early age then you just got hooked on harness racing?
Yeah, the Duns was like a second home. School holidays, weekends, any time there wasn't school or sport where you could find us at the stables.
And you recently caught up with Dexter?
Yeah, he was home for Christmas, which was good to catch up with his family, and obviously hadn't seen him for a few years. He's been in super over there. It's obviously great now with the coverage we can get, and the way we can keep in contact with each other. It's it makes it pretty enjoyable to sit back and watch him.
Tim, when we talk about success and powerful stables, we speak of the Knights in the past, Emma Stewart and Clayton Tonkin these days, but also Mark Purdon, the All-Stars, along with Natalie Rasmussen. What a great thrill to be able to be a part of that setup.
Yeah, look, I was very fortunate. I think I did just over 8 years there, and you're lucky enough. They dabbled me into this Group 1 racing, and then obviously a couple of times got to come over here and drive a few of their really nice horses, and at home and whatnot. You got to sit behind some lovely animals and see what it was like to drive horses with some V8s.
So how did the association commence?
It was just a phone call out of the blue one day from Mark. Obviously Blair was moving on, and there was a spot become vacant, so obviously it wasn't a decision I had to think about for too long. It was sort of phone call you dream of getting growing up, and like I say, I think I was there just over 8 years, so really lucky, and really enjoyed the time there.
Addington was a special place to you. Tim, have faith in me. Your first Group 1 winner on that particular circuit, and also on one particular occasion 5 winners.
Yeah, he was obviously the first season I was there. He was my 3-year-old driver, and really lucky. Obviously, the Size Stakes was the first Group 1 of the season, and obviously, like you say, he speaks for himself. What he went on to do after that, it was he made my job very easy. To sit behind him, it was very enjoyable.
When you say you sat behind some outstanding performers, Spankham and Lazarus just for 2, it must have been an enormous thrill.
Oh, like you say, there's there are 2 of many, but like you say, they had some lovely animals, and really lucky to be able to sit behind them race day.
Tim, can you pinpoint what makes a horse such as Spankham or Lazarus as good as they were?
Well, they're just different. The way they move, the way they perform, look after themselves. Like you say, once you get a taste of those good ones, you want to find another one, and. Lucky the position I'm in now, we're starting to, like you see tonight, get behind some of these horses again. It's great.
You've enjoyed Group 1 success on this side of the Tasman, taking out the Victorian Oaks with Piccadilly Princess?
Yeah, it was like I say, lucky to get the trip. Obviously, Mark and Natalie trusted me to go over after I think Chris Alford drove it in the heat and got to shoot over and look after her for the week and drive her in the final. And she went on and done a super job after that too. But it was nice to be able to dip the toe in the water over in Melbourne and be able to repay the faith and get the job done for Mark and Nat.
Tim, you've always wanted to achieve the goal of driving 100 winners in a season. You've been able to tick that box.
Yeah, it took me to the last race of the season last year on Ultra Wise Guide Auckland, which was, I thought I'd run out of time, but luckily just scraped in the last race of the season, which was really cool. So, I was able to bring up the 100.
When asked, you mentioned that work hard, reap benefits, and ask plenty of questions is the key to being successful.
Oh, definitely. Like you say, you only get out what you put in, and I've been very fortunate. Some of the people I've been able to work for and learn off. It's like you say, you never stop learning.
Desire to train, Tim?
Look, one day I think it's I'd love to be able to tick that off the bucket list. But at the moment, I want to give the driving a really good crack, and obviously very fortunate with the Stonewall team behind me now. They're getting bigger and bigger all the time. So got great numbers behind me.
Yeah, just on the Stonewall team, as you mentioned, what a highly regarded and very successful organisation.
Yeah, very much so. Like I say, I've only probably been on the scene there 18 months, but they're getting bigger and bigger as you might have seen the last couple of years at the Yearling Sales. They're really starting to splash out, and obviously having the two operations in the north and south, it's getting bigger by the day.
What about a horse by the name of Kalua Flyby here on Tuesday, a 3-year-old filly? Got a very nice record, drawn 7 in race 7.
Yeah, lovely filly. Obviously, she hasn't gone too many bad ones last season. Just run into a really nice one at Mark and Natalie's, which we couldn't quite pick off in the big ones. But she had a wee break and come back well, and been really pleased with her. So like you say, Tuesday's a nice starting point for her, and give her a nice look at the track. And I'm sure leading into the Oaks, hopefully Tuesday will tidy her off nicely.
Nice way to kick off the Miracle Mile Carnival. Tim, you've been able to tick another box, driving your first win here at headquarters.
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, and hopefully plenty more over the carnival, Tim.
Fingers crossed.